Hello there everyone and welcome back to Rome 1 Remastered with this Macedonian campaign. What we have today is that the fleet is now prepared. So we've got the 32-year-old commander Basis of Eritrea with his army ready to attack and take Rhodos. So we're gonna land there and we are going to... I guess I can spin it around and do this, so I can actually see where we're going. Oh, they did have an oh. I was a bit worried at first, but still, armored hoplites, that's a pretty strong unit. We've got Nicanor of Sparta, with 2 units of armored hoplites. And then we have an additional unit of armored hoplites, plus Memnon of Sparta. So we got 2 Spartan generals, one of which is quite good, 3 stars influence, but it's mostly management among these. And then armored hoplites. Armored hoplites, of course, very good units. I don't think we don't even have access to armored hoplites yet, or the equivalent. We have phalanx pikemen, that's our best infantry unit. And it doesn't really come close. It has half the morale of the armored hoplites. It's got almost half the it's got half of everything. Now when I look at it, roughly, or in a lot of stats, anyways. But I'm sure the fact that I have plenty more troops, almost 4,000 men, should hopefully be enough to be able to cut them down.
Ready.
The fleet will actually immediately retire because the next thing we've got on our plate is, as we took Salona, and I've been able, as you can see, to place towers along the coast, we've discovered that the Julii faction is marching in this area. So we have one that actually passed the settlement up here. Could actually be heading down here, where we only have Amphibium of Hyrea, 27-year-old commander, which military experience is that he was able to take this town. He is, however, being reinforced. We're sending levy pikemen, a little over 1,000 levy pikemen to reinforce him. So levy pikemen plus the Cretan archers, and then militia hoplites just crammed in the center of town, and will fight to their death, should hopefully hold them off. A little bit worried because they have got quite a bit of war dogs, but it looks like a lot of velites and auxiliary cavalry, which are not that great. However, we could see that other armies probably have quite a bit more. Hopefully the Dacians are able to hold them off for quite a while. I am sending the only diplomat I have in the area, which is Carpus of Pylos, which is famous, of course, because he's got a famous wine steward. The only reason why he has 1 point in influence as a diplomat is in the fact that we already know about his wines. So that's what's going on in the west. And we've got what's going on in the east, but what's going on in the north? So I'm not entirely sure. I imagine there's some form of... I'm actually recruiting a new diplomat to go and check. What I want to see just how long, without repercussions, sort of diplomatic repercussions, I would be able to declare war on these again. Not that I care too much for it, but you know, I could adhere to something without losing reputation in the world, even though I don't think many actually care too much about it. My spy has been sent over here to kind of figure out what's going on here, as we have the oh, how to pronounce that? Scythii faction up here in the north. They're actually at war with the Thracians. The Thracians made an attack on Campus Scythii? I'm gonna have to Google that. They made an attack which failed, so they weren't able to break through there. So they're kind of stuck in their single province right now. That's about it. What I can see though is we have ambition to take both the Mausoleum and the Temple of Artemis further on here, so we could definitely see about, given the fact that there's quite a low... I want to deploy spies here though, to kind of figure out what's going on here. But as we can see, there's one unit over there, there's 2 units here, and there's 2 units here. It would be quite easy to jump over and start taking lands over here, especially since we would get pretty good stats from these. The temple reduces the cost of new religious building by 30% in all settlements, which is good. This one, other one though, I noticed, isn't that good. The mausoleum reduces building construction time by 20%. But this has no effect on building that takes fewer than 5 turns to complete. And so it's really just late stage buildings right now. The one that takes the longest for me, it's all 3 turns. So it wouldn't be... It says... Does it say 5 or less? Or does it say fewer than 5 turns? So 4 turns. So for units that would take... or buildings that would take 5 turns would now be reduced to 4. And buildings that would take 6 would be 5 and so on, roughly. What does the pyramid do? Oh, we've got pyramids. And... halves the chance of nearby ship at sea sinking, increasing naval movement allowance. Okay. And this increases the loyalty of Egyptians to the owning faction, regardless of culture. Okay, so if you control them, you can control the Egyptians. Interesting. But mostly right now we're worried about the Romans. We're gonna have to bolster the defense of Salona quite a bit. And hopefully, well, one part of that would be improving the roads up to Salona. But I think for Salona itself, we might just have dirt roads, as most of the roads are actually in the north. And I wouldn't want to increase the traverse speed of the enemy armies coming down through here. This place doesn't even have roads. Dacians are not too keen on building roads, it seems. With that, I don't actually have any moves to make, so we'll go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy has in store for us. It's the winter of 253 BC. The Romans here have been stationary, but the army that we were worried about has actually moved to about here and would be maybe ready to strike quite soon at Salona. Yeah, they could probably make it in one turn to start laying the siege. We also have a diplomat moving down, Sextus Antonio. The Junkard is on his way. I wonder if this is a new territory. I would like to discover. I mean, he's not going to be able to persuade the Julii of anything, so we might just go ahead and discover what town is here. Right. There was a town right here. I also noticed that the Dacians are actually moving north with their army, leaving this area undefended. I'm not entirely sure if these two factions are at war with each other. Not that it matters much, as I think the Romans would just push on through. We've quite the force build up here, which I should be able to send further out to the east to conquer a lot of lands. They're open for conquest, but we would want spies in the area. At the same time, I've got my diplomat, and this guy is actually a lot better. Aegeus of Nicaea. Aegis of Nicaea. He's a natural-born diplomat. He's going to be heading north. I'm going to just talk with the Thracians once more. Hopefully at this point the light cavalry are no longer actually suffering from the plague, which they were earlier. We got more troops coming in. Ah yes, these were not actually to join the army, but to hold down the town. Now the army is ready to actually move north and destroy our enemies. And with that, there's no immediate threat of a navy, although there is a pretty strong Roman contingent. I need to be building bigger ships as well. I've only got these smaller, lighter ships.
Ready to sail!
We might keep the navy here though, just so I'll be able to quickly move from here and then take these settlements here. I don't know where the settlement for this town is though. We haven't discovered that. I would probably have time to recruit a spy somewhere. Maybe not just one, multiple spies. 3 is a bit too much. 2 spies is enough. I'll be able to send spies then over and we'll discover a lot of area. I think 1 spy is almost enough. But 2, just so we can cover as much ground here as possible. We need to expand our view of the enemy as much as possible. With that said, it's high time to go ahead and strike here and take over this island. So even with my army numbering almost 4,000 men against they don't even have 1,000 men. But I don't have enough power to actually out-resolve it, so we'll have to play it. So let's go ahead and do just that. It's quite a sizable town with a sizable wall as well. Although we'll be able to break through in 2 points here, and if I need to, I can send ladders up the side. However, I'm more concerned about the troops reinforcing the town than I am the troops within town, as there's only a general's bodyguard and a single unit of armored hoplites inside, but they're going to be reinforced by another general and 2 units of armored hoplites. At this point, it's quite clearly in favor of me, but that's going to switch as the more armored hoplites are coming in. So my idea is actually to try and block them, and what we could see from outside on the strategic view is that as I deployed here, the reinforcement army would come from over here. So I would want to move quite quickly. It seems, just given the layout of the town, that it's probably easier to move this way because it's closer to the gate where they want to enter. So I would move my force, or some of it, over to this side. Actually quite the majority actually. Or maybe I should move the Royal Phalanx. Royal Phalanx plus 3 units will be the infantry, plus 1 of the peltasts. Then these will stay in this area, where 1 will possibly be sent to climb here and capture the gate, just so that we don't get shot to pieces. And then we could have 1 possibly moving over there while the other one is here. These will dig and open up the wall in 2 places to be able to get in. And that seems like a pretty good plan. Let's go ahead and start it.
The ferrymen will be busy today. The enemy have brought more men to fight.
Let's see. Am I right in concluding that the enemy will enter on this side? They should. Although right now I can't see anything.
Our sappers are now digging beneath the walls.
Oh, there they are.
Soon their stones will mark enemy graves.
The enemy general's bodyguard moving in. And there are the troops. They're not moving towards this gate though. They are in fact moving towards here. Huh. Given that they're not... I have no chance in running, catching them with the infantry, so the infantry will return. The cavalry could, however, make attempts at these troops. Although I don't know how much my light lancers can do against these. It is hoplites rather than pikemen. Pikemen we could possibly have broken. While hoplites is a different matter. Given that they have decided to move their troops into the center, I should be able to claim the walls. And then I'll just prepare. As I imagine they might actually be sending these cavalry units over to this side of the general. Either he's going in through this gate, which I think would be pretty clever of the AI to avoid this gate and avoid conflict with my troops there. We're gonna set up a phalanx right here. Oh, looks like it's moving to the gate. So we're gonna try and get in through here. My guys are now tired, but so is the enemy troops. They're getting close to the towers though. Yep, they're moving in through there. Let's see, they're detaching one. One might be all I can hope for. The general is on his way. Sacrifice one by attacking from the front and having another coming in from the back. Right now they're moving for this guy. But my lancer's gonna strike them in the back. Winded and shaken.
Now
they continue.
And steel will be tested as our men fight over the defenses.
Sandwich in a perfect way. They're trying to reform. Oh shit, they are reforming. They're wavering. We'll take heavy casualties, but if we hold, we might be able to break them. Come on. We're so close to taking this unit out. Okay, one unit broke. I'm not going to be able to do it. They're not losing enough men at this point. While it's clear to see that these men are Spartans, although they have Athenian shields.
Our engineers have done
So
well.
it might have...
The
Well,
complete,
they're the
and
enemy,
the walls
so
are broken.
it doesn't matter that much that I insulted them. Now these are too tired to even fight. And it would be very foolhardy to try the luck with my general at this point. Against this
Our
foe.
soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
We'll retreat quite far away. Try to recuperate our strength. And maybe I can hit them again, but I doubt it. At the same time, this army, this part of the army, has been running around the field like idiots because of my mistake and are super tired at this point. I thought if it weren't for the fact that they had super high morale, And I mean, they lost 140 men almost out of their unit. My guys are too tired. They're not going to be able to do much damage. It's really going to be the general's charge. But now when they actually have got a proper pike wall readied against us, it'd be hard to charge them. Oh, they lifted it. What I would do would be to send all the light cavalry coming in from the front, while my general would swing around and attack from the back. And then we could possibly crush them. Looks like they're moving back into town now. We're gonna have to face him that way then. Oh, I didn't notice until now. There was a mighty statue over there. I've taken the time to let my army recover its strength. It's just been running around chasing enemies all over the field. Not the cavalry though, but I see at this point that they're not gonna really be a deciding factor in anything anymore. As we've got it right now, we've got one of the armored hoplites over there, and we've got a smaller unit over here, which is now routing because it's been running back and forth in the view of the towers, which I now control. Destroying that unit, and I'm hoping to destroy this one a lot with my peltasts, which we're gonna send in, and then I'm going to send in the levy pikemen right afterwards, and we're gonna bring down the levy pikemen from the wall. So we got one over there, one over here, and then I'm gonna send two to start off with, going through the gates here. Currently also we hold, as I said, a lot of these towers, so the enemy will be losing a lot of men through there, but I have no doubt that even with all of that, these armored hoplites will do quite well against my levy pikemen. Even with all this arrayed against these guys. We're gonna start getting these guys down. This one's probably worse because he's probably gonna face cavalry. Right, and I think we're gonna start off with these being in pike formation as they start to move through. Can actually get one probably through the gate here as well. Let's see, our troops are now getting through. The spear throwers haven't done a lot of damage. Now they go against us, so we'll go against them. Oh! Dropping your pikes is not very good against a strong unit like that, so you should get your pikes in order. Although right now we're attacking them through the side. The secondary unit needs to come in immediately to aid that. These guys are not down yet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just in time for you to rout, you decide to get your pikes down. However, this... I was about to say this one's going to do a lot better, but they have also decided to ditch their pikes, which is really their greatest defense against these armored hoplites, which, as we can see here, not a lot of them died in the fighting against my levy pikemen.
Pike levy. Orders completed, Commander.
Come on. Get in order and move to attack. They're actually moving out, and currently the peltas are doing a lot more damage than my pikes are doing. However, this might change as the pikes are now coming. The armored guys, though, are pushing just straight through the pike formation. And we're barely doing damage to these. You can still throw. I don't... Oh, they're wavering. And they're broken. The arm, they barely lost anyone and they just pushed straight through and destroyed the unit. So that's 2 levy units losing 100 men each against these. It's not going too well. I think we're gonna be more defensive about the units then. See if we cannot hold our formations and let the enemy walk into us instead, rather than trying to attack them, because that didn't work out. Now this unit's down, that's good. The cavalry is on its way, it's gonna make a pass here again. We should set up a wall, which they can conveniently ride straight into. Let's see, are you gonna rally or are you gonna run by the commander like a bunch of cowards? Or you can just ignore the commander and run straight through. Alright, we have another unit to pull in. And this one did actually rally. Let's see. Prepared wall, I hope. Nice. Problem here is I bet this one is actually gonna break. And it's maybe gonna take this one with it. So I want to move this one away quite a bit. And we should get the general closer so I can rally in a proper way. And then you can form a wall back here, and that should hopefully be enough. And now you should come up right behind. Okay, the armored unit is pushing straight through the middle of this. And there's very little I can do in stopping the unit. We should see about getting one of the peltas in through the back and throwing spears at them. Look at that, it's just pushed straight through the middle. And it's absolutely massacring my men. And any second now, my unit's gonna rout. They are losing a bit of men, but that's mostly due to the fact that they are getting fired upon by the wall. I imagine the wall is actually doing the most of the damage here. But now I'll be able to sandwich them, which might just work out well for me. And that might cause enough trauma to these guys to break them. Look at how my men work. And look at how they just tank it like it's nothing. And even then there's already a line of men dead on our side. However, we do have this one coming up through the back. The peltas are through. How am I gonna be able to... These guys are already fighting basically to the death. So I'm not entirely sure how I will win this. Oh, now we're here in the back. We're doing tons of damage. Why did you stop? Yes, push down your pikes. You were doing tons of damage there. That's how we do it. Now we're breaking the unit. It is routing. We have done it, ladies and gentlemen. The armored hoplites are no more. They've all been killed to the man. Now I just need to figure out how I'm gonna do that on a bigger scale, as we need to get into the center and also worry about the general's bodyguards. I'm running out of time, so it's time to strike even before all of my men are ready. So we've got a few troops here that are winded as we move forward. I'm planning to drag the enemy most towards this side because I've got more troops coming in from this. So I'll be able to actually deploy more troops in proper line, while this is more of a diversion. That's the plan anyways. Oh, the enemy cavalry is already destroying my plans by attacking over here. And they're doing quite a bit of damage to the levies. However, I imagine that the enemy is suffering quite a bit as well. The thing is, this could be a massive rout if I'm not careful. The general is coming in, and I'm hoping to be able to support these guys. The enemy is moving forward. Why haven't you deployed your pikes? Hurry. Mistake to move against the enemy rather than wait for them to move into us. And so the phalanx pikemen are sent away. We have some units breaking over here, but I can see that we have taken down quite a lot of the enemy's units as well. Now we're ready against these, and we are throwing spears at the enemy.
The enemy general is
yes!
slain, and now his men fear
I was worried
us.
that was my
It is
general.
time to press the attack.
So the general's bodyguard there is destroyed. Soon I will be able to get the troops through there. At the same time, these are fighting. Peltas, the one that actually has any spears to throw, left.
The enemy general is slain.
Goes the
and
other
now
one.
His men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
In a proper fight like this, when they're not trying to break through the center, it might actually work better for us. Although the enemy is going to stand to the very last man, so I'm not too sure about that. Right, the enemy bodyguard has been destroyed. However, I imagine they took quite a lot of my men with them. What it looks like anyways. Quite a few. My army of 3,700 men has been reduced to 2,300 men. So we've lost over 1,000 men. You guys need to start throwing to the back of these guys as soon as possible. You need to be killing that guy, and you need to be coming onto the square. The smaller units will actually be moved to the back, with the larger one coming into the side here, and we're going to see about sandwiching these guys. Going to get in pikemen upon pikemen. While the Peltas are doing good work cutting these guys down. And this one is actually standing up to the armored hoplites because they're not pushing. They're not trying to push through and destroy us, which is going to be their undoing. Looking at it right now. I'm going to order these forward. And we're going to order this unit forward, with this one coming in afterwards. And we're going to completely surround them with our pikes from all sides. And if they intend to fight to the very end, then that is what I'll allow them to do. As we've got the pikes closing in from all sides. There's nowhere to hide. There's no way to cover. And now we have them. But the effort it took to destroy these guys just shows kind of how the jump in terms of kind of how elite units are in terms of like the difference in between the units here, as these were able to absolutely crush tons of my units. Even now these guys have actually managed to push through this unit. However, I am going to send in everyone at this point.
Destroy them!
And even though they were able to savage this unit, they're still actually fighting on. There's 25 brave, 26 brave men still holding on. But now it starts to really turn as we're coming in really from all sides here. Surprised that the commander or the officer of the unit is actually still standing, since he's not even got a shield to protect himself. He's just got that flag. Oh, and he's gonna be the last one to die even. Yeah.
This is a victory fit for the gods.
He got a sword in his back.
Triumph to mark with a song or two.
And there we have it. Victory. Still though, lost quite a bit of men. We lost over 1,000 men. About 1,200 men were lost. I imagine quite a few were healed. What it looks like is about 200-ish men, 250 possibly, were healed, while the enemy, they were able to inflict quite a lot. Both of these Spartan generals. Armored hoplites 366, 200, General's Bodyguard 244. This armored hoplite right here, I probably think this was the one that was not actually caught outside, because this is the one that was inside. But I think this was probably the one maybe that was stuck in the front of the fort, that took arrow fire from the towers and spears from the peltasts. Still, clear victory, and we took the town. Now when I think about it, I'm not even sure I showed you guys what... There we go. Shadow of the Colossus was unlocked. Increased naval trade by 40%. 40%, that's a lot. All my naval trade will now increase by 40%. Can I see the kind of gain I will get? Net income for next turn will add 12,000. Naval trade will be massive. 40% is a massive increase. Normally it's like, you know, for Napoleon and Empire and stuff like that, it's like, oh, you get an extra 1% movement range or 2% replenishment. Here's 40% increase to naval trade. That's quite a lot, to say the least. We should figure out... I should do a little bit of research on this guy, but then we should invade him. Given all the cash, I should really start to build tons of stuff and recruit even more troops. We'll end turn though. I want to see if this guy here attacks us or not. So I will be ending turn to see that. But after that, I do think it's time to end this episode. Treacherous dogs. Treacherous dogs. The commander of Salona was bribed by the Romans, and the army disbanded. Now this is the only thing that stands against the Julii coming down south. I have to send everything really on its way there. All the units out of towns need to be sent up here. that bastard should probably even be assassinated. I do have the possibility of recruiting assassins, don't I? But it might be better to have... Given this, we'll abandon for now our plan to kill off these guys and move directly against the Romans, because the Romans are sneaky bastards. They're sneaky, sneaky bastards.
Can I be of service?
I'll still send you this way.
My lord.
And I want the spy just to figure out like positions of towns and stuff like that. We had the spies that were recruited over here.
My lord.
Shouldn't be sent across the sea. Did I recruit only one? Where are the others? Oh, because there's a... yeah.
Ready!
I only need one though, right now.
Yes, Captain!
Sure. My lord.
Figure out what's going on here. No, I don't want to see that right now. So there's an army here. Chariots. Hillmen. Phalanx pikemen. Eastern infantry. Notoriously shit unit.
Yes, Captain!
Maybe it's not time to start another war, although ferrying this army back towards this side might take too long. But it might be more important to deal with the Romans now than to deal with anything else. As we're about to end this episode now, just want to take a look at where we are at. So currently, I hold 12 regions, where I need to hold 15. So we only need 3 more. However, we also need to destroy the Greek city-states and Thrace. Currently, as far as we can see, there's no Greek city-states over here, but I bet there still might be some here, and who knows what other outposts the Greek city-states actually start with. At this point, you know what, we can probably see where the Greek city-states are in terms of their overall ranking. They've definitely dropped there, but I want to see... Okay, military ranking, they're really poor production, really poor territorial, really low. Could be 1 or 2 provinces, what it looks like here. If this is 4, this could actually be 1 province. In that case, it would only be the one on Sicily. And then these guys... I could complete this campaign pretty darn quickly, but I definitely want to thrash the Romans if I can before I do that. Although I am very much aware of how dangerous they've been in the past. We're gonna have to definitely step it up, and just... all other units need to go, and Phalanx Pikemen needs to be the new standard across everything. And if I can, we should upgrade that even further so I can get my own. I think what's next after these? I think we do have another. I think Royal Phalanx Pikemen is next. We do have a mighty army of 3,400 men coming in here. But damn, I guess it's because he wasn't a proper family member. He was just adopted. And he decided to turn over to the Romans instead rather than face the Roman fury. Bastard. Coward. Make sure to... If I not murder him when an assassin, I will slay him in battle. Anyways, with that turn of events, I'm gonna end the episode right here. And as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.